You have to understand with FanDuel, with BetMGM, I mean, this kind of thing is going to happen more regularly. I mean, craziness. Is it just college football, or are these games manipulated to the core? Now, I am going to say it's going to be a little bit of both. Now, there's no doubt that there's a real element to college football, but at the end of the day, the games are being manipulated. So that Colorado Baylor game, I mean, them Deion Sanders haters, man, they had it rough today. How y'all doing tonight? Primetime Sanders haters, how y'all doing tonight? That's what I like to know. Because Baylor was driving down, about to kick a field goal to go up 10 points, and they missed the field goal. Now, before they missed the field goal, I turned off the game. I was like, damn it, I took Colorado. They lost. I didn't cash out the bet, but I turned it off right after Colorado. They had to punt the ball, and Baylor were in Colorado territory. So I was like, hey, they're going to drive down, whatever. They're going to run out the clock or kick a field goal. But kicker missed a field goal. And now here's where it was blatantly obvious the game was rigged. So they had two Hail Mary throws to end the game. The first one, it looked like the defender was supposed to be underneath the receiver. Receiver, if he catches it, he's into to the end zone, like he's already past the defender. It's like he obviously lifts the ball, like he's supposed to catch it. He was set up to catch the ball, but he dropped it. And then they run the play again, another Hail Mary throw, and here we are. Hail Mary, Colorado in the end zone for a touchdown, overtime. It just the way how the defender was nowhere close near the ball on the second to last Hail Mary throw. They were obviously trying to script the play. Now he happened to drop it. They did have a chance to run the play again. This time they executed it. But this is what college football is made for, or is it really scripted to give the primetime Sanders haters a big ass kicking? Because that was a big ass kicking, and a result like this would, well, I think he was already humbled a little bit after that Nebraska thrashing, but a result like this truly humbles you in primetime Sanders in company themselves. There's nothing wrong with feeling confident and celebrating big plays and having swag, but not disrespecting, thinking we're gonna roll over your competition, going through emotions. Now, this guy has a terrible offensive line. I give Shadur Sanders my props, but the one thing that he has to do during the times where he does have time to throw, he holds on to the ball too long. He can never be an NFL quarterback holding on to the ball too long, uh, taking these sacks, and I think a few times he just reacts quickly to pass rush and he can't keep his head downfield. Now, a lot of times it legitimately is due to the offensive line. But this way he has to work on is keeping the eyes reading downfield. He can obviously he's mobile enough to extend the play. So keep your eyes downfield, young buck, and stop taking them sacks that hurt your team. You don't have to be hero ball every play. Throw the ball away and live on to another down. And Tom Brady throws the ball away. Aaron Rodgers is known to throw the ball away instead of risking an interception. This is what Shedeur Sanders must build upon if he wants to stand a chance of being an NFL quarterback. USC game, it was like, why don't you run the ball there, Mr. Lincoln Riley, and kill off the game or whatever, right? Run the ball. Don't give them time to come back and drive downfield. They don't win the game without one play. They're bad calls, they're missed opportunity, blah, blah, blah. But the one play that decided that game was that big running play to USC territory. It's like, what was that safety doing? He had his arms wrapped around him, and he didn't even wrap him or tackle him. Just he wasn't able to tackle him. What was going on right there? What was going on? What the hell was going on? I think Miller Moss, I think his name is Moss. Miller Moss is getting ready to take a beating behind the New York Giants offensive line. That's all I have to say about that, okay? You see, Miller Moss was taking hits all game long. And to be an NFL quarterback, you have to be able to take hits under pressure. So that's one thing that Miller Moss did very well, was he was able to take hits and he was able to stay on top of his toes all game long. Miller Moss is probably going to go to the Giants. I mean, the Giants are terrible. The Panthers are terrible. We the Raiders, we going to come in and make your ass all game long. They made us. This is how we do this. That's tomorrow. You better win that game. I fire everybody. In the start, the Cardinals now, they have a big opportunity to win. I don't think my Cardinals is going to beat the Lions, but they're electrifying players. People are going to like the Cardinals because they've got electrifying offensive players to watch. This team will be fun to watch. Stephon Diggs for the touchdown. The Texans to win. The Vikings pretendos. Well, who's going to start quarterback? Who's going to start the game? Is Herbert going to even play? I don't think I've seen that backup quarterback play on the Chargers. But it's Jim Harbaugh running the ball. Anyone can do it. Jim Harbaugh can do it. Justin Fields is a backup quarterback. I'd say the Chargers can still win even with that backup quarterback. Because Steelers are playing a backup quarterback too, Justin Fields. He plays just like Shedeur Sanders. He's got happy feet. He panics too much. He can't finish drives. They're settling for field goals. Terrible quarterback play. Oh, man, listen. This whole thing with the quarterback injury report, I was looking at Justin Herbert and, will he play? Will he not? If Herbert plays, you damn well are going to ball. Absolutely. It's a game I think they can still win without Justin Herbert. I think it can be won on defense and running the ball and field position, but I don't know how bad the ankle sprain is, but hopefully Herbert plays. But there have been quite a few times over the last few years where backup quarterbacks have stepped in and they've won games. Colt McCoy stepped in for Kyler Murray against the 49ers on the road, and they beat the 49ers in 2021. So this kind of thing does happen. Where backup quarterbacks step in and win the game. Happened for the Cincinnati Bengals last year. Their backup quarterback got them a couple of wins when they were without Joe Burrow, and people thought they're going to lose every game the rest of the way. It didn't happen. So it does happen, but I think Jim Harbaugh, he didn't need a lot of quarterbacking from Alex Smith in 2011 to win 13 games. He barely passed 200 passing yards a game, Alex Smith, or maybe even under 200 passing yards a game. I don't know. They're able to control these games on the ground with Frank Gore in 2011. I think Alex Smith, he barely had, I don't know, he barely had 3,000 passing yards in 2011. I'm telling you, if anyone can win smash mouth football running on the ground, it's Jim Harbaugh. And the Steelers have a terrible offense, so they don't have to win the game. They don't need Herbert to win the game. Alex Smith had 17 touchdowns that year. I remember because I knew Alex Smith sucks. He's terrible. 49ers were going to win the Super Bowl some time ago, 13 years ago, and I knew they were never going to win that Super Bowl 13, 14 years ago. Okay, so Alex Smith had, 17 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. I remember that year, Jim Crybaugh's first year with the 49ers. I remember it. We'll see what happens with the Falcons, but I think I think Travis Kelce scored a touchdown. Let's say he scores a touchdown. That does well. He scores a touchdown, and they go on and still proceed to lose the game, but Travis Kelce scores a touchdown. So you don't bet on the game when you're not impacted, but he scores a touchdown and you get your touchdown with Travis Kelce. But yeah, we can see where this is heading. Herbert is ruled out, and everyone's going to bet on the Steelers and trash ass Justin Fields. What can go wrong will go wrong. The Steelers' offense and the opponents they played is too terrible for the Steelers to be a lock against some unknown Chargers backup quarterback. Jim Harbaugh's smart. He knows what he's doing. If the Chargers can beat the Steelers with a backup quarterback and they get Justin Herbert back for the Kansas City Chiefs, yeah. I think Harbaugh is going to lose his first game against Kansas City Chiefs. Still believe that. Yeah, Colts will win. I mean, Anthony Richardson can ball. I still expect them to ball. I don't know how the Colts defense is still. Different coaching staff, all that. They were in the playoff hunt last year, even without Anthony Richardson. Stephon Diggs, yeah, former Viking, yeah, he's going to score a touchdown. Yes, he will. Vikings are a pretender. Remember, they're a pretender. Vikings got the quick start. They may hang around in the playoff picture, but they are a pretender. Sam Darnold ain't all that. He can win games without playing on the trash ass Panthers, but he's not a long term solution. What he is a good guy who can win you every other game when your starting quarterback gets injured. Yeah, this is what he's good for. But yeah, 49ers are going to destroy the Rams because remember, they got destroyed by the Cardinals. The Raiders are going to beat the Panthers. Now, there's one comment I want to highlight from the prediction video. Too many favorites. What these games are, they 50-50 is okay. So you're 1.5 point spread for the Houston Texans. You're 2.5 for the New Orleans Saints over the Philadelphia Eagles, but the Eagles are still the big name because it's the big market and what have you. And it was only the Dallas Cowboys. The Ravens and the Cowboys is a so-called 50-50. The Chargers and the Steelers is a so-called 50-50. But you see, I don't pick the underdog for every game this upcoming week because that game right there, the Chargers are an underdog. That's like my upset of the week. But when they talk about too many favorites winning this week, well, the big moneyline favorites don't pay anything. The Raiders don't pay anything. However, the 49ers, they don't pay anything, but that's a one-possession game. Your 49ers on the spread. They don't cover the spread, but they win on the money line. But they win on the money line, and the money line don't pay anything. But your 49ers on the spread over the Rams team that got destroyed by the Cardinals, there you could see how you can, they money line still win, but they point spread don't cover. Anyway, is Jimmy Garoppolo going to face off against the 49ers? What would happen? Jimmy Garoppolo against the 49ers in relief of Matthew Stafford. Interesting script. Jimmy Garoppolo against the 49ers. That's interesting script. The Dallas Cowboys are a joke. This is going to be hilarious. Dallas Cowboys will be like, Eagles, you lose. And then Dallas Cowboys lose, and they both 1-2, and Cowboys will lose, but we'll get it together. We'll be in the playoffs. We'll get it together. You see, this is never ending. This is never ending for the Dallas Cowboys. This never ending. The Dallas Cowboys are a joke, but they're still on top of the division even when they lose. The Giants are 1-3. The West Washington team is 1-2. The Cowboys are 1-2, and the Seagulls are 1-2. The Cowboys be like, we're in the playoffs. Here we are in the heart. This week they go to San Francisco. This is never-ending entertainment. Is this NFC East going to be as bad as it was in 2020? It feels very promising. I like the prospects of it happening. The Dallas Cowboys can be 1-2, and everyone be like, their season is over. But they still in the playoff hunt, even when they 1-2. The Ravens are winning the football game, period. You flat out delusional if you think the Dallas Cowboys are going to beat the Baltimore Ravens. A team that can't stop the run, a team that's an absolute joke, there's a bunch of imposters. That sucks. Yeah, Ravens going to destroy the Cowboys. I got the Ravens by 18 points. 200, 300 rushing yards. Hilarious if they get 300 rushing yards against the Dallas Cowboys. Remember the Rob Ryan defense of the Dallas Cowboys on national TV against the Saints? There have been some good comical moments of the Dallas Cowboys today. But the Browns defense against the Giants, right? Can I picture the Giants keeping it close? The trash ass Giants lose to a team that kicked 7 field goals. Amari Cooper, former Cowboy, can get a touchdown against the Giants. Has Amari Cooper scored a touchdown yet this year? He has no touchdowns this year, Amari Cooper. Can he get on the scoreboard? New York City's Camacho 15. Amari Cooper can get his 15th touchdown catch as a member of the Browns tomorrow. What channel I have right now? Right now. I love Monday through Saturday, through Monday through Wednesday. It's such in contrast that Brett Favre covered a ton of his games, and Brett, toward the end of his career, said, I can play to 60 and I only play the games. I don't want to practice. I don't enjoy it. It's the reverse. Yeah, Brett wanted to, practice as quickly as he could, then go out and play on it. Exactly. But here with Aaron Rodgers, even this season, here they are 14, he was right over to start to look to see, the adjustments that they might need to make. I'm pretty set for tomorrow. I think I like the Titans get a win. The Titans and the Colts get their first wins in the division. But spoiler alert, who at the start of the year thought the Colts and who thought the Jaguars would be the last team in the division to win a game to begin the season? This is crazy. Scripted craziness. After the end of this week, the Jaguars are the only winless team left in the division. This is crazy. You see, Trevor Lawrence going to get the hate, but he shouldn't get the hate. Scripted. The Jacksonville Jaguars are the only team in the AFC South yet to win a game. The Colts and the Titans get a win, and the Jaguars haven't won a game yet. This has to be a big favorite week after last week's big upset extravaganza. There's no other way around it. Could it be a little 50-50 for week 4? Possibly. But week 3 is going to be a recovery week. And then week 4, we'll be seeing some surprises. So this week's already been settled. We move on to week 4. And what we got for week 4? Vikings Packers will be interested. If both teams lose, it would be interesting. Steelers Colts. If the Colts win, the Steelers they lose. Eagles and the Buccaneers. I think I go Eagles over Bucks. I think Eagles go over Bucks for week 4. I think they've got it's a little revenge game for the Eagles against the Bucks, I think. LA Lambs and the Bears, who knows about that game? Who knows? LA Lambs. This team needs a quarterback. I think Sean McVay, unless he's going to quit that team, he should seriously consider tanking if he would like to draft a quarterback to continue his career with the LA Rams. The Browns and the Raiders. What's going to happen for the Raiders that week? Well, I'm not delusional. The Browns going to win that game. Because I'm not delusional like the rest of my fans are. Raiders lose that game. Seriously, it's a whole new year of this bullshit. No quarterback and no nothing. No Jim Harbaugh, no Herbert, no Mahomes, no Andy Reid. This one guy is butthurt when I say it, but we a poverty-ass franchise. That's who the Raiders are. You poverty-ass franchise with a bum-ass owner who can't get a goddamn haircut right. That's your leader? Disgrace. Seriously, enough is enough. You know I write about that. Get out of town with this. Seriously, get so butthurt because I call us a poverty-ass franchise. Fuck you. We're not losing the garbage-ass Panthers, Andy Dalton. Look at this Raider defense. They're a top 5, top 10 defense. Say what you want about the Raiders quarterback. I know they ain't got no quarterback. But to say that this ain't a physical team, you have not seen the Raiders play. They're one of the most physical teams in the league. There'll be teams without quarterbacks. You put them up against the Chargers and Justin Herbert. You put them up against Patrick Mahomes. They will not win these games. But you see against a team without a quarterback and a garbage-ass organization like the Panthers, the Raiders should absolutely win that game. But the Browns do have a quarterback. They have Deshaun Watson. Nah. This is a Dave Tepler humiliation ritual. Is always blaming it on the quarterback. But see, it don't matter if Bryce Young ain't playing. You're still losing. It's not Bryce Young's fault. You see, Panthers are a train wreck. The owner has told the coach to sit the quarterback. And he's blaming it on the quarterback. Panthers still lose because they trash. And this owner is completely delusional. This team is terrible. No matter who you put under center for the Panthers, they'll be losing a lot of games this year. The owner is delusional. This does no benefit to Bryce Young to not get a crack at a team without a quarterback. Gardner Minshew's a good backup, but he's not a starting quarterback. Who the hell are the Raiders playing at quarterback? What kind of poverty-ass team are we? Over 2 decades, no division titles, no playoff wins, no AFC Championship game appearances. I rest my case. We a poverty-ass organization. Prove to me otherwise. Because most people now were not alive to see the Raiders win their last Super Bowl in 1983, 1984. You have to be an old fart to witness the Raiders' last Super Bowl victory. So it's just reality. Yeah, Raiders had some decent years in the 1990s, and they were pretty well after they moved to Oakland. But this team is garbage. Well, Andy Dalton had some pretty good years. You see, he was playing on the Bungles all these years, and Marvin Lewis. They were always losing them playoff games. He's good enough to take you to the playoffs, but he's Andy Dalton is Kirk Cousins. He had some pretty good seasons, so they had some good teams. They won a couple of divisional titles, but they were chokers in the playoffs. Yes. Oh, why don't the Chiefs will lose their first game? This road is crazy. If Jim Harbaugh and the Chargers start 4-0 and they beat the Kansas City Chiefs, this is crazy. This is out of this world what we're about to witness. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Out of this world. It's crazy. What we about to witness? What we about to witness? So yeah, I think that's a brilliant script. Only team without a win is your $1 million Trevor Lawrence without a win in the AFC South. So yeah, the Titans are gonna win. You know, Travis Kelce should score a touchdown. The three-peat is 59. Atlanta, Georgia's 59. Are the Chiefs will look dominant? Get the money flowing in. Get the money flowing in. Kansas City Chiefs get a three-peat. I'll wave my little dollars around. Kansas City Chiefs got a three-peat. Is Mr. Joe out there? Oh, my Lord. And here I told you all the inverse was happening. The Chiefs are winning their last two Super Bowls. Every playoff game, I called the Chiefs to win. Every one in the last 2 years. But this year, but, this year it's going to be a little different. The place of Tom Brady's sixth Super Bowl championship, Patrick Mahomes heads over to Atlanta, Georgia. Is he going to lose over there? I can't see it happening. Do you actually want that matchup? Or are you only saying you want that matchup because that was my matchup? Hey, that's cool. I mean, I don't think Ravens and Lions is a great matchup, but what I do think is the world's greatest evil villain ever is Justin Tucker kicking a game-winning field goal against the Lions in the Super Bowl. He does it again. That 66-yard field goal, that long field goal on Monday Night Football, Justin Tucker. He does it again in the Super Bowl. You can't make it up. It's indoors. It's in the domed stadium. He can do it again. For anybody who may not know what I'm talking about, as far as Justin Tucker goes against the Detroit Lions, let me copy and paste. 66-yard game-winning field goal over the Detroit Lions. The Baltimore Ravens is 6. And then they had another one on Monday Night Football. I think that was the year Jim Schwartz got fired, that Justin Tucker hit the game-winning field goal against the Lions. Yeah, that was the year Jim Schwartz got fired. It was a 61-yard field goal. Oh, that was the other one. I saw the 61-yard field goal live. He barely sneaks it in. Wow, this is crazy. Justin Tucker's the GOAT if he can do it in the Super Bowl like Adam Vinatieri. Let me just tell you that. I think the Ravens Lions matchup, the um, he lost the Super Bowl against the Giants against the Ravens as a member of the Giants. We talking about Dan Campbell. He was a Giants tight end. He lost against the Ravens. Most interesting narrative, I think, is the whole Justin Tucker badass villain. Vinatieri had a game-winning field goal over the Panthers. That's the only most notable example. Super Bowl 19. Um, Norwood missed the game-winning field goal um, against the Giants. The Bills, that was their biggest heartbreak. Game-winning kick to break the Lions' hearts. The world's greatest villain. I can write a good script if I was in the scripting room with the rest of the NFL script writers and we have our scripting meeting. I tell them, hey, that's what we do. We break their hearts. How's that lion going to respond from that? Okay, I will have to be up in about 8 to 9 hours. Arsenal Man City, and the game ends 15, 20, 25 minutes after kickoff. Finish the Arsenal City match and get the light bets. I guess that's how tomorrow morning's going to be. Arsenal get a result. I think Arsenal get the win. It'll be a mega bonus if we get the exact score correct. 2-1. It's crazy. I did two scores, 2-0, 2-1. Because 2-1, both teams score. One team gets another goal. 21 years ago, Arsenal won the league. And of course, the under 15 charges. If Man City concede 2 goals, it's 11 goals and 5 conceded. Again, keep an eye out for the rigging for Arsenal City and the rest of the NFL tomorrow. I think with a week of many favorites, I think the one upset, don't let Justin Herbert get in your brain. Okay, if he doesn't play, who cares if he plays or not? Who cares if he even suits up? I don't care. All I know is that Jim Harbaugh is going to tailor everything to the strengths of his backup quarterback, and the Chargers going to run the ball well, and they're gonna catch the Steelers off guard with the play action. They ran a lot of play action plays with Kaepernick and Alex Smith. The 49ers, you're trying to stop the run. You're trying to fully focus on stopping the run in Frank Court. But what happens? It opens up the play action. You fake the run. You open up the deep passing game. You open up a tight end down the seam. This is what the Chargers can do against the Pittsburgh Steelers, who I think have played some weak teams. If the Ravens and the Bengals got to hang around, then the Steelers have to start losing games. So I think they go hand in hand together. Well, I remember a time where the Lions were good. The Dominican Sue and Calvin Johnson and Matthew Stafford. Yeah, they were good. They went 10-6, but they lost to the Saints in the playoffs, right? Lions are losers. And the Lions are losers, so they're not winning the Super Bowl. So I don't want to say the Lions are going to win the Super Bowl. It ain't happening. A team like the Cardinals, who never ever went 0-16, that had Hall of Fame quarterback, Hall of Fame wide receiver, a team like that, like Warner, Fitzgerald, and Bolden, you want the crap ass Lions win the Super Bowl for the Cardinals? You gay. They always fuck over that type of team. They always do it. It's Jared Goff, 3 points. He's played more quarters than he scored points in the Super Bowl. Think about that. Jared Goff scored 3 points, but he's played 4 quarters in the Super Bowl. This is who the guy the Lions think is going to win the Super Bowl. This is the guy that everyone's going to bet on Super Bowl Sunday. Seriously. Seriously. Does that compute to you? The lock of the week, I think, is the Bengals and the Ravens to both win. There is no way in hell that the two teams that produced playoff classics against the Chiefs are going to start 0-3. Let's make that clear. Let's make that clear. There ain't no way that should be happening. Any stretch of the imagination. Climatic, cinematic endings. 0-2. Whoever's writing the script, it's pretty great. Because you have people thinking the Chiefs are going to 3-peat. You have people like Leo who are just so hubristic, laughing emojis. Chiefs 3-peats already happened. But bro, Las Vegas factor. Las Vegas factor. There's a chance a team doesn't end up being the Ravens, and I've told everybody that. I've made myself very clear about that. Fake the Ravens, give me the Bengals. Ravens and the Bengals, a team from the AFC. I don't know if I'm paying too much attention to it, but the Tom Brady comments to Lamar Jackson, I'm especially if Tom Brady is looking and watching that guy on Super Bowl Sunday. I got to pay attention to that too. Will they make it that obvious? I don't think they will. I'm not talking about the 60 touchdown passes in Joe Burrow's record-breaking season with LSU. I'm talking about, Joe Burrow going to win back at the Superdome where he won the national title with LSU. I think people are going to jump on that if you see the Bengals in the playoffs. Thursday game is terrible. I don't think I miss anything. I'm not watching Thursday football. Oh, I know what people are going to say. Oh, the Chiefs are going to lose to the 41ers. They're not losing the 41ers. Remember, who's their daddy? Who's the 41ers' daddy? It's the guy who they could have drafted, but they passed on. 2 Super Bowl wins over the team that passed on. This is the biggest draft mistake in history. Everybody passed on Tom Brady, okay? Everybody did. He went to the 6th round. All 32 teams passed on Tom Brady. But I ain't talking about the Bears because they were probably not championship ready if they were to have drafted Mahomes. The worst draft selection ever is the 49ers selected Solomon Thomas over Patrick Mahomes, and they've shown they were good enough to make it to a Super Bowl. But they could have had Patrick Mahomes. If they do draft Patrick Mahomes, they're never in the position to draft Joey Bosa. Does that impact how good their defense is? But they don't have to be carried by a meaningless Pro Bowl defensive end. Chiefs don't need a Joey Bosa to win the Super Bowl, do they? Patrick Mahomes, common denominator, revolutionary, game-changing quarterback. This is the greatest story written on a team that had Joe Montana and his backup, Steve Young, 5-0 in Super Bowls. They passed on Aaron Rodgers. They had Alex Smith. They took a chance on Colin Kaepernick. Kaepernick was a gimmick. They had Jimmy Garoppolo, who was just a part of the system. And they could have had Patrick Mahomes. The best quarterback in the NFC West is Kyler Murray. You know, the only quarterback with 4 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. For the preseason. Kyler Murray didn't play any preseason either. That's a terrible excuse. My quarterback is better than your quarterback right now. Right now. So far. Not saying the whole season. I'm saying so far. And he's far better than the mediocre game-managing quarterback over there in San Francisco. He's had the greatest running back ever, one of the greatest running back seasons ever, and he still couldn't deliver. So who thinks the 49ers are winning the Super Bowl over here? Who thinks they will win? It ain't looking too good so far, is it? If fraudulent game managing quarterback can't carry the team without Christian McCaffrey, they're 1-1 without McCaffrey. Fraud Purdy's a joke, kicking field goals, choking against the Vikings. That's 0-2. He's a disaster. He plays a terrible Rams team in week 3. Fraud Purdy's a disaster. They should have taken Kyler Murray over Nick Bosa. The 49ers. They hurt themselves. The Cardinals beat the 49ers that year. Cardinals slid to number 2. 49ers, number 1, they select Nick Bosa. But they don't have a quarterback. They don't. We have Kyler Murray. And y'all don't still have a quarterback. There's no difference whatsoever between Alex Smith, Colin Kaepernick, and Fraud Purdy. Prove to me otherwise. Could these 2 other guys make it back to the Super Bowl? Fraud Purdy is no Joe Burrow. He is far from being close to Joe Burrow or Lamar Jackson. And Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. And all these ass clown out there start talking shit about Justin Herbert. But look at the clown who was his coach the last couple of years. Justin Herbert's an elite quarterback. He's somebody who the Raiders wish they could have had. Fraud Party's a joke. He's a part of the system. 49ers will lose again, and it is going to be inevitable. Could I see a 49ers Lions rematch with the Lions winning? Absolutely. Do the 49ers want that smoke of going to Detroit? I don't think so. If we beat the Lions, we can consider ourselves a Super Bowl contender. Only if we beat the Lions. I'm not going to bet on the game, but again, Cardinals have lots of fans across the NFL. The brothers, the Asian fans. We have a big fan base now. People are not even Cardinal fans, but they'll watch the team, they'll follow it, they'll support it because of Kyler Murray, because they like watching Kyler Murray play football. I see that with Fraud Purdy. All these people suck. All these people, oh, let's root for Fraud Purdy. He's from Queen Creek. He's from Arizona. You can't. It's up your ass. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelsey up your ass and your Fox Purdy 530 nonsense. And so remember, I told you all these people in proximity near Las Vegas who live in California, they were never going to let them win. I told you all along, all throughout last season, it was never going to happen. I think the Lions are playing the Super Bowl, but the losing Lions are not winning the Super Bowl against the AFC. Joe Burrow did better in the Super Bowl than Jared Goff. Black guy is the most polarizing, demonizing player out there. I'm talking about Lamar Jackson. He's a running back. He can't do it all. He's in the Super Bowl. He's going to be like Cam Newton. He's going to be like Kaepernick. He's going to be just like who other black quarterbacks lost a Super Bowl. Well, white supremacist league don't like. Cordell Stewart he never made it to the Super Bowl until the Steelers had Ben Roethlisberger. The Steelers had a black man at quarterback, Cordell Stewart, and he couldn't make the Super Bowl until they had Ben Roethlisberger. So that was a real story. The Falcons said Michael Vick they couldn't do it until they had Matt Ryan. The Eagles they had Jarvis McNabb. They could never do it until they had Carson Wentz and they had Nick Foles. Yeah, but coming from the Cardinal fan perspective, if we have our first South Pacific Islander president, Kamala Harris and Kyler Murray, his first initial of his first name is K, like Kamala, and he is of Asian descent on his mother's side. So that's the one thing that gives me any hope, even though I don't feel quite good, quite frankly. It gives its all. That's all that counts. Big game. Because Super Bowl implications are a lot different when you're 1-2 versus 2-1. There's a big difference between 2-1 and 1-2. My opinion of the Lions don't change even if they 1-2. Because people think the Cardinals suck, but they are an upcoming playoff team. They're going to be in the playoffs. You watch them and you watch the Bears. Okay, Bears not be a playoff team. Some people like the Bears be a playoff team. I don't know if Jordan Love going to be back when the Cardinals play in November. But we see what happens. As far as this week goes, Dallas Cowboys are a huge, giant, colossal joke. This coach will get fired, Mike McCarthy, mid-season after they get raped by the 49ers, because that was a rapery last year. You think they're beating the Ravens after all they did against the 49ers last year? Holy! This team will beat the Giants. Because of Dallas Cowboys, if they lose against the Ravens, oh, they have the Giants. You have the Steelers. You gotta be kidding me. You're playing these trash ass teams after getting destroyed by some real playoff contenders. Ha ha ha! Prime of October. There they come, the Dallas Cowboys. There they come. They have to go against the Lions October 13th. They have to go up against the Cowboys. They have to go up against the 41ers. They have to go up against the Falcons away from Arlington. And they go up against the Eagles and the Texans. The Dallas Cowboys season's going to be over by that time. Dallas Cowboys are a joke. They don't have Will KKK on First Take no more. It was hilarious hearing him with this new delusional Dallas Cowboy take. 14-9, Cal is garbage. You should have beat the FSU team. I knew this was a trap game. This was a good game to avoid betting on. Thank goodness. What a colossal quarterback. Another game, Deshaun Jackson loses betting on Cal. Oh my God. Looks like Gruden was breaking down the Ravens Cowboys game. GrewTube. I've watched some GrewTube. Hey, check this guy out. Better than any garbage you hear on SportsCenter. You want to learn something new? Go to GrewTube. GrewTube is John Gruden. Gruden Loves Football is the name of the episodes. He's getting the views. He's exciting fans with his knowledge and his enthusiasm of the game. GrewTube is coming alive. John Gruden, Gruden Loves Football, whatever. He's on YouTube. He hasn't been silenced. He's been given his voice by this platform, and he will make good use of it for himself after the NFL did John Gruden dirty to cover up their corruption and their mischievous activities with the Washington football team. And John Gruden was a distraction from all the corruption from Daniel Snyder and the Washington football team. That's the story behind that. The NFL hate the Raiders. It ain't no different. All right? It ain't no different whatsoever. You heard it here. You heard it here. I'm a bored right now. We need to play some Raider. Right shot! Raider, great shot! Raider with their sword and they spare. We're gonna stab those Panthers! Gonna stab those Panthers! Come on with your quad! Jump over! Got my sword ready to stab the Panthers! It may feel like fall or winter anywhere else. It sure as hell ain't 100 degrees, and that's considered fall over here at the desert. The Cardinal beating, good luck against the Lions, and maybe a rigged game. But don't get my hopes up now. But against Carolina Panthers, and all the disrespect they give to the Raiders. Oh, they think it's a humiliation ritual against Bryce. Yeah, it's a humiliation ritual against the delusional owner of the Carolina Panthers. So here we go. Come on, Ice Cube. Here we go. I can't wait for that marquee soccer game between Man City and Arsenal in the morning. This is before the first slate of games kick off. It's going to be a hell of a lot of action on this Sunday. Kansas City Chiefs and Chelsea and Mahomes to end the day against Captain Kirk. Be a hell of a football Sunday. Milan Derry, Milan and Inter. Wait a Oakland Raiders! Oakland Raiders! Oakland Raiders! You're a fag as an owner, I swear. You're a fag. Be a man and bring Jim Harbaugh in. Take some damn risk. This guy can't even defend John Gruden, man. This guy's asswipe. Fuck yeah. Patrick Mahomes is playing in my stadium in the Super Bowl. Yeah, the Raiders are making lots of money. Golly, he sucks. Who should be the new Raiders owner? My vote is Chucky. Never happened. Well, that's my vote. Destroy these bad powder puff Carolina turquoise ass bastards in Carolina. Sweet little Carolina, good luck entering the Black Hawk, the Raiders. Believe me, I wish we had Patrick Mahomes. I wish we had all that. I wish we could be the dynasty, but too damn bad. Someday all hell will break loose. Someday be a cold, frozen day in hell. Eventually. Afraid of the nation. John Madden's death here and the rest went to shit, I swear. Chargers will win the Super Bowl. NFL hates the Raiders. The NFL hates the Raiders. Jim Harbaugh, NFL was rigged against the 49ers, you see? They screwed over Jim Harbaugh. He's going to be given a Super Bowl against a division rival, the Raiders. Don't, don't do Ice Cube dirty and not give him a Super Bowl before he dies. Whatever day that may be. In the 40s, the 50s, who knows? owners trash. I think I like the coach. The upping guys play like real Raiders. They physical. If they ain't got a quarterback, they're gonna give whoever they face hell. Let's give them that. What's a head coach without an owner or a quarterback? Doesn't have all the support. It's gonna turn away some good coaching candidates. Who should it be? Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk? Who's going to buy the Raiders and make them a championship? The NFL would purposely sell the team to an incompetent man. Al Davis took the NFL to court. He sued. His move to LA was successful. The NFL had a bad vendetta. Al Davis was the commissioner of the AFL. He was against the merger, blah, blah, blah. NFL's already, has always hated the Raiders and anything connotated with the Davis name. It's not a conspiracy theory. Just look at the top one. Just look at 9/11, the Patriots. This ain't a conspiracy theory. It is history. It is documented fact. Don't get all butthurt and emotional about this garbage. Chiefs will win Super Bowls, guys. NFL is fucking with the Raiders 24/7, 365, 10 years, 20 years, blah, 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 blah. Andy Dalton's no good no more, is he? The most rated thing to do would be to lose against the Browns. Hopefully, it's a commitment to excellence, and they want to beat the Browns on us because this powder puff team ain't got no chance against the Raiders. Holy, you have to be completely incompetent to lose to that clusterfuck of a team. It's the first home game of the year. The Raiders, the Black Color, the city of death. Nothing short of a win. All these turnovers, these fumbles, these interceptions. It's coming. Raiders by double digits. Ah! No Panther fan always looks for trolls little Panthers. Yeah, I be helping whatever your name is. I don't feel any good about my Cardinals beating the Lions. Hopefully they do. This is one result I can guarantee a Raider victory over the Panthers. Otherwise, fire everybody. You beat the Ravens, you're going to lose against the Panthers? Holy, it ain't happening. The Raiders be riding their momentum to the Cleveland Browns without a quarterback. Imagine if they had a quarterback. They'd be 13-3, they'd be 14-3, they'd be 15-2. You see, we'd be a dynasty. Ah, fuck this team, man. Fuck them.